Thank you to the Color Guard. Thank you for everyone that's going to help us celebrate. This is great country. We don't do enough to remember our roots, where we came from. Because when we know where we came from, we'll have a much better vision of where we're going. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce someone that sat down and wrote the Declaration of Independence, that talked about human rights, that talked about that we have unalienable rights as human beings, not to a sovereign, but to ourselves. And that person is none other than our third president, Thomas Jefferson. Tom, are you here? I know the hair color is right. So, someone got it right. Thank you so much. So I am going to turn this over to Tom Jefferson. He wrote our Declaration of Independence. He got Congress to go along. They pledged their lives, their sacred honor, and their fortunes, and many of them lost their fortunes. But God bless them all, and God bless Thomas Jefferson and the United States of America. Tom, this is yours.
Congress, July 4th, 1776, the unanimous Declaration of the 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events, it becomes a necessity for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and the laws of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, which evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evidences a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty, to throw off such government and provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferings of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter the former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. We therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in Congress, assembled, appealing to the supreme judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by the authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be dissolved, and that as free, independent states, they have the power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.